Well, with me now, Mark Robinson. Great news that Finlay McNabb has signed his first professional deal.
Yeah.
A number of players have now. They've gone out on loan. Give us your thoughts on that.
On Finn signing first, yeah, obviously great news, and Finn's a real success story. Picked him up out of grassroots football, never really been in an academy, and we just loved his enthusiasm when we first saw him when he was under 16, and I think he epitomises a lot of the work we do at the academy, because I think he'd be the first to admit that he found it really difficult when he came into a full-time environment, especially in his first 6-7 months. But then gradually he adapted. We're quite relentless in what we do, and he bought into it. And the last sort of 6 months of his second year, he really started to fly. He caught the eye of Glyn, in games and matches. And Glyn wanted to give him that extra 6 months, and he's come in and he's done really, really well. Plays off, he's our most two-footed player we've got probably in the club, and I'm really, really pleased with him. And he just needs to keep that spirit that we signed him for. I remember saying to you early days when I saw him, you like him. He loves to get around and tackle and that. So he just needs to keep that as he gets technically better, which he has. He needs to keep that side of his game.
And the other players we've got out as well on loan at the moment: Ayub, Ruben, Zach, Tommy. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, really, really pleased. So we've pretty much got every player that we're looking to get out on loan now. There's a couple more, but really pleased how that was gone. It was quite tough at first because the lads were needed pre-season for all the games. So then when it comes to trying to get them out on loan, a lot of the teams had their squads. So, but then all of a sudden you get the first one and it started to snowball. So now I'm really pleased because we didn't just want to send players out on loan anywhere, just ringing up someone's mate. That's not how it's going to work, not how it should work. So we're really trying to look for the right fit for the right player, and that's what we've done with every case really. So Ayub, I know Met Police like to play, so although he's going out to learn the manly side, the tactical side of the game, at the same time he needs to be on the ball. We don't want to send one of our skillful, exciting midfielders out and he never sees the ball, because he'll just lose the will to live. So it's about getting the right fit for the right player, and we've done that there with Ayub, and he's got off to a great start. Same with Ruben. He's gone down to Basingstoke with Martin Kuehl and Terry Brown now. They love to play, and Rubes knows, we've got no issues with Ruben with his winning his headers and winning his tackles, but with his decision making, he's going to have loads of decisions to make there on the ball, because they like to play, so that's going to be great for him. And Tommy, if I'm honest, we would have probably liked to get out a level higher, but it was tough. But he's gone in there at Leatherhead, and I'm sure he's going to bang in lots of goals, and which will give him the confidence. And the same with Finn, he's going in there in midfield. And then Zach is really good, because Zach's, him and I, it was the first time we've let out under 18s. I mean, we did it with Rudy towards the end of last season, but letting out 2 under 18s so early is really good. And we got maybe a couple others early on, and it's just, we looked at Zach and he'd scored 7 goals in 5 games, could have been 10 goals in 5 games, and we just thought, right, we've got to take his challenge point higher. So he's gone out there again at Basingstoke, so that's going to be great for him. So it's really about looking for the right fit for the right player, because off the ball they get what they need. It's men's football, but on the ball we've got to make sure they're getting what they need as well.
What's your role now in terms of overseeing this as loans manager? What does that term mean?
Yeah, so once they go out, obviously, I can't spread myself over 5-6 games, but with Nick Dawes, we're going to get people out watching them. We're trying to get clubs as well, where they've got video analysis, so we can get the footage back. But also the manager does a weekly report for me, which they send back. So the managers will send back weekly reports on their training, as well as the games. Although that, the most they would train is once a week, because we still want them in the building training with us. So, but on the odd occasion they do train. So I get a report back that will form part of their development plan. So we ask for one thing that they think they need to work on from the game, and that will then go back into their development plan. And whether it's myself or Rob or Vaughan as well, then we will incorporate that into their training program.
How does that leave you now in terms of your other role in the senior professional development phase, coach picking teams for friendlies? Yeah,
it's difficult. It's because the job's, it's very different to when I was under 18s and you're planning with a team and everything that goes on. It's a bit more bitty. So, when you get a team, the gaffer, when we played Swindon the other day, we had a couple of senior pros and then a couple of younger pros and some under 18s. So you don't really get that preparation work. So you try and give them as much clarity you can in a short space of time. So when we played Watford, before we jumped on the coach, we got out on the pitch for 20 minutes just to go through a couple of things. So, you know, they've got a little bit of clarity when we play, so we can get a bit of momentum. So it's different challenge, but yeah, you know, so it's good. But the games are coming sort of thick and fast now as well. So we've got a gap next week, but then we've got the London Senior Cup game, and then I've arranged the game against Millwall. So we've got to keep the games ticking over. So really, it's just making sure, you know, that these boys, once they leave under 18s and they've had 44 games at under 18s, that they're not going and then having 18 games of football. And, you know, so through the loans and through the ad hoc games, making sure that they're getting 40 games as well. So that's the plan, and that's what we're going to do.
Well, Robbo, it's great news about Finley McNabb, and thanks for your time.
Cheers, Rob. Thanks.